Hi everybody, and today I'm gonna share my investment portfolio. So currently I invested 2.4 thousand from $3,000 that I have in my investment account. And let's take a look at the sectors that I invested. So first of all, I've invested into the funds. As you can see, we have HCHD, one of the most popular ETFs, which I don't plan to invest much into more, but I am gonna add a couple of shares to this one. Then SPLV, low volatility stock. I like most of the companies that we have in this ETF. So this is why I prefer to invest more to this ETF, but not gonna be really obsessed with it. And then we have XLU. I consider this as the most potentially dividend and interesting stock for me. It holds a number of electric power companies, and electricity supply is going to be the future. That's my standpoint. And it holds like 30 funds, and it holds 30 largest electric power supply companies and electricity generation facilities, not anything else. So I really think that it's going to be the most effective choice out of all utilities in the market. And VEA, Developed Markets ETF from Vanguard, they are having like 20% allocation to Japan and large footprint in Europe and APAC, but they exclude China and India. So this is how I mitigate some of the risks related to this ETF. And I don't really like to invest into India and China. No offense, just my choice. And then we have a sensitive. So here we have Cisco Systems. The company performs really well. If you take a look, they haven't dropped that much, but they are still profitable versus the price I was buying them at, and they offer a pretty nice dividend yield. Then we have Verizon and AT&T. If you look at their performance, so AT&T performs better than it was. Dividends are stable and high enough. Verizon has increased massively since the time I bought it in December, and yield is also 7%, which is outstanding. And then we have cyclical. So here we have a little bit of consumer staples, VFC and Heinz brands. Pretty risky choices, but VFC performed really well. I didn't expect it. And if I knew that the performance will be that great, I would invest even more to them. They were pretty undervalued at the time I bought them. And Heinz brands performed really well, but then something happened and they dropped from $8.5 to 6.5, but still that is fine with me. I didn't invest much. It's only $12, so nothing much, to be honest, to discuss. Real estate, I invested in medical properties trust and Omega Healthcare Investors. So medical properties trust was offering 10% yield, and a lot of people were afraid that they're going to go bankrupt. My stand on this was always the same. I don't think any hospital will go bankrupt, and this type of the business will always exist and be profitable, especially during the time of the economic crises. And as you can see, medical properties trust performed really well, 20% increase in the cost of share, and at the same time, the 10 and 6% yield is really outstanding from what you originally can find on the market with pretty low risks, because I think that healthcare has the lowest risk possible compared to any other REITs. Financial services, Citigroup performed outstandingly. That is the best performer in my portfolio, and at the same time, 4.6% yield on cost. Western Union also performs really well. Maybe I will increase my part in this company, but overall, I don't see it as the strategic choice from my investment portfolio. And defensive part, so this is one of the mistakes I originally made. Instead of investing more into XLU electric power companies ETF, I invested into individual companies. So I don't plan to invest more into these three companies, but I do plan to buy XLU more, which is partially related to increasing my share in all of these electric power companies. And consumer defensive also has beverages, Coca-Cola Euro Pacific Partners and Coca-Cola FEMSA, which is Latin America. I like Coca-Cola, but I don't like that they're overvalued in the US. So I bought their companies related to the other developed markets, and they have really nice perspective of growth compared to the US, but still strong brand and still strong performer to my view in the future. And Kroger, of course, they're gonna beat Albertsons. That is my standpoint, because Albertsons was the company to be acquired, which I think does not have a lot of perspective, but still is a nice company. But as we all know, there could be only one leader, so I think that's gonna be Kroger, and I invest into them 9.3% of my investment portfolio, but I do not plan to increase it in the near-term future. So that's it, guys. That's my investment portfolio overall. Please share your thoughts, what you will do differently, what you really liked, what you didn't. And one of the key things that I think I will share in my separate video will be my choice regarding the Coca-Cola, because in both companies, I am holding like 14% of my investment portfolio, and I do plan to increase it in the future. Stay tuned. I will inform of any other changes I will make to my investment portfolio. And thanks.